Produced by the Gulf of Guinea Maritime Institute, the Gulf Spectrum podcast is a vital platform exploring the future of maritime excellence across the region and beyond. With a strong regional focus and insightful conversations on critical maritime issues, the Gulf Spectrum podcast invites you to join the conversation today.
Welcome to the Gulf Spectrum podcast, a media platform that is managed by the Gulf of Guinea Maritime Institute, where we discuss the key issues and trends that are shaping maritime development in the Gulf of Guinea region. I am your host, Lawrence Dogley, and today I have the profound honor of speaking with a truly remarkable figure in international maritime leadership, a visionary whose transformative contributions have redefined Ghana's naval legacy and influenced the Gulf of Guinea region's maritime domain as a whole. And he's in the person of Vice Admiral Issah Yakubu. Now, Vice Admiral Yakubu recently concluded an extraordinary 37-year career in the Ghana Armed Forces, crowned by 4 landmark years as the 18th Chief of the Naval Staff. As the second 3-star Admiral to lead the Ghana Navy since its establishment in 1959, his tenure embodies exemplary leadership, strategic foresight, and unwavering dedication to maritime security and governance. Throughout his illustrious career, including pivotal roles as Chief Staff Officer of the Naval Headquarters, Chief of Staff, General Headquarters, and Chief of Naval Staff, Vice Admiral Yakubu has led initiatives that have strengthened Ghana's maritime defense, deepened regional collaboration, and advanced international partnerships. It's an absolute pleasure to welcome Vice Admiral Yakubu to the podcast today. And Vice Admiral, thank you for joining us and welcome to the Gulf Spectrum podcast.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure. Always good to talk to you. You are doing a great job. Thank you.
So, moving on to the broader issues of regional cooperation when it comes to maritime security. Top of the agenda, as they always talk about, is the issue of capacity building and funding. These two happen to be on the agenda a lot of times. Last year when they had the Chief of Navy Symposium in Nigeria, the issue of funding came up. Also capacity building and strengthening cooperation. When we look at it from a national perspective, what is Ghana putting in place to address some of these issues? I know once they have a regional focus, we might also have some national issues regarding that when it comes to strengthening capacity, funding, and cooperation. What are the initiatives that we as a country are putting in place to address issues of funding and capacity building?
Thank you. As you are aware, we are countries with economic challenges, so funding will never be enough. And in recent times, it has been a big challenge. First of all, looking at it regionally, this Yaoundé architecture, as I spoke about, is facing serious challenges with funding. So the international staff who are supposed to be deployed at the various regional centers and zonal centers, most of them are not in place. And it is affecting their ability to be effective. We tend to want to rely too much, I would say, on our partners. I think it is time for us to take the bull by the horn, and as countries in the region and those with interest, that we be able to create the awareness for our government to invest more in maritime security and safety. Coming home to Ghana, some efforts have been put in place. When you talk about capacity building, we can talk about our infrastructure, assets, human capacity building, and others. In terms of assets, the Navy hasn't done badly. Since I've been in office, we've been able to commission a major ship every year from 2022. So in 2022, we commissioned 4 offshore security vessels.
Okay.
And these were acquired through innovative ways with no direct funding from the government. And we use them to provide security around the clock for our offshore oil and gas installations. But we also use them for other operations. There are 4 of them. They have high endurance and they can be at sea for several weeks. Then in 2023, the United States of America Excess Defense Article System transferred 2 ex-US Coast Guard cutters to the Ghana Navy. We call them the Boundary Class. They are inshore patrol craft and they have been very useful in helping us conduct patrols. Then just last year, late last year in December, we commissioned the largest ship, as I said in your introduction, GNS Achimota, which we acquired from Japan, also through innovative ways. So there will never be enough funding, but we have to use innovation to keep running, and that's what we've been doing. In terms of human capacity building, there have been tremendous improvements, particularly in our training command, the Naval Training Command at Agota. As I speak, we established a special boat squadron there. Now they have their training school there with support from Denmark and the USA in the trilateral agreement, 5-year trilateral agreement between Ghana, Denmark, and the USA. Both countries have supported us a lot in developing our special boat squadron capacity, their training school. And beyond the special boat squadron, they helped us to set up a ship in a box. It's just using containers to build a ship, make it very real, which we use to practice our VBSS, called Visit, Board, Search and Seizure. These are things we do regularly at sea, but it's very dangerous using real ships at sea to conduct this training. So we have the ship in a box at Naval Training Command, which we use not to train only Ghana Navy, but we used to train other agencies in Ghana and our regional partners as well. Then just very, very recently, a few weeks ago, when I was still in command, we commissioned the state-of-the-art full mission bridge simulator. And I can tell you it is just one of its kind in our region. So it is going to be available for training. That's used to train in navigation and watchkeeping on board ships. And it's a virtual reality system. When you're on board, it's like you're on board a ship, 5-dimensional. It means apart from the lateral system, you also feel that you are at sea when the system runs. So we use all these. Then there are many other projects that we've done, including the donation of Defender-class boats by the U.S. government to support the operations of the special forces. So these things have made our special forces one of the finest in our region, and we are very proud of them.
It's inspiring and it's positive to see that apart from the dual role of the Navy, projecting defense and then also supporting economic activities, you are also adopting innovative approaches in trying to deal with the various challenges and also your general mandates in the region. So kudos to you and to the Navy.
Thank you.
Yeah. So Vice Admiral, I want us to look at a crucial national maritime issue, and that is the Ghana National Integrated Maritime Strategy, which I know very well that you've been instrumental in the entire process. You've been a part of the working group that developed a strategy, went through the validation process, developed the implementation plan, and got the former president of Ghana, His Excellency Nana Akufo-Addo Dankwa, to sign and validate this strategy document. But after this period, we've not seen much. I beg to say that we've not seen much when it comes to the implementation phase of the strategy. What do you have to say about that? What are your opinions on the implementation phase of the strategy?
Thank you very much. The National Integrated maritime strategy is a very critical document because it took a lot of effort and investment to get that document done. It was funded by the US government through its Security Governance Initiative. So they put together a technical working group that consisted of technical people from various maritime agencies. Then they were supported by a number of consultants, some international, others local. I happen to be one of the consultants who assisted, and it took over a year to put the document together. And it is not a document just for security, it is the maritime sector as a whole. So in the document, you see it touches on safety and security, touches on the blue economy, touches on the environment, as well as capacity building and the use of technology. So it is a very broad document that would actually help to revolutionize the maritime sector in Ghana if we implement it. As you said, after the development of the document, it went through a validation process, and then it was finally signed off by the then President, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, and he officially launched the document during one of the International Maritime Defense Exhibition and Conference that is organized by the Navy. So we've gone through all this process, and the implementation strategy has also been developed. Unfortunately, the implementation has stalled. Why has it stalled? Because there is a framework that was created to implement the strategy. And that was going to be a maritime governance framework in Ghana. We don't have a proper framework. We have various agencies with their different rules, which are all spelled out in the document, and some ways that we can do coordination. But the framework, which had the National Maritime Council at the apex, that was to work from the office of the president, and then being the overall coordinator of maritime affairs in Ghana, then a national maritime coordinator was to be appointed to oversee the implementation of this document with the whole secretariat. And that is what we are waiting for the government to take the bull by the horn, set up the framework, appoint the National Maritime Coordinator, and then establish the National Maritime Council, which is a council of ministers and including some CEOs of major maritime security agencies and other agencies. So that is where we are now, and we hope that the new government will take it from where it stalled and get the document implemented. That will be a game changer for Ghana.
Okay. And still on the NIMS, that's the National Integrated Maritime Strategy, what is your aspiration for young leaders to take up maritime opportunities and challenges in Ghana, right? How do you see young people advancing maritime security and blue economy in Ghana?
Yes, this is well captured in the document. It talks about capacity building, education, and then skills development. It's all in the NIMS document, and also how it is to be funded. Funding mechanisms are also captured in the document. It's very, very aspirational, that document, where we say by 2030, the contribution of the maritime sector should double by 2020. That is the overarching vision of the strategy. And it is also to create employment opportunities, because when you look inside, they talk about the blue economy sectors, including the shipping industry, the fishing industry, the oil and gas industry, and the maritime tourism. If all these areas are developed and expanded, they will create job opportunities for the youth. And then whatever funding and investments are made available could be used for skills development and training to bring up young people and open up opportunities for them.
Okay.
Unfortunately, Ghana, which is a co-sponsor of the resolution, has not completed the enactment of its legislation regarding piracy. The Suppression of Piracy and Other Maritime Offences Bill was drafted and was taken through the process of enactment. But somewhere along the line, it got stalled. That's rather unfortunate because I know other countries like Nigeria and Togo have their laws in place now. So it's one thing putting in all the effort to arrest suspects. They are just suspects. They are not you can't call them criminals at that stage. And also being able to have effective laws to be able to prosecute them. And so I want to urge the new administration to take up the document and as soon as possible get it enacted into law. That is the Suppression of Piracy and Other Maritime Offences Bill.
Okay. There's a growing call for the region to redefine its maritime cooperation based on shared values and mutual interests. We are talking about both Atlantic and non-Atlantic parties in the region, in the Atlantic region. And the Gulf of Guinea happens to be a part of the Atlantic region. How do you think the region should be able to navigate these complexities in terms of being able to meet both the needs of Atlantic and not Atlantic third parties in the region?
I really don't think we should be thinking about meeting the needs of third parties. We should be talking about meeting our own needs.
Okay. So
our own interests are primary and should be more important to us. Of course, mutual interests are also important for us and our partners. We have partners both in the West and the East. I'm aware of this great power politics that is coming up, and it's also playing out in our region. As a regional body and also as individual sovereign states, we have to look at all the avenues and opportunities that we can draw from this great power competition. We should not just blindly stick to one party and say that we are going with you. Yes, we have shared values with all partners and shared interests, most importantly. We have shared interests. So if you talk about our partners from the West, we have a lot of shared values as Atlantic states, that we need to keep the Atlantic free of pollution, free of criminal activities, make the Atlantic a sustainable area and make it safe for shipping. It is our shared interest with them, and we must work with them to secure the Atlantic. But definitely non-Atlantic powers also have their interest, and we have to navigate it carefully and strategically in order to take advantage of whatever comes our way, whilst also preventing them from doing anything that will be adverse to our interest. Oh. So I would say that yes, we have shared values with our neighbors in the Atlantic, and we must promote it and take advantage of it. As well, we should not throw the baby with the bathwater. So we must look at what we can also gain from non-Atlantic states. If they are here for the partnership for good, they bring in partnership for good, we can look at how we deal with them. It is very important. But this is all hinged on we identifying what our real interests are. we must first identify what our real interests are. Then we can find out where the interests, where we can, meet those interests, either from the east or the west. At the end of the day, our interest is paramount.
Okay.
And that is what we must be thinking and talking and strategizing about.
Okay. All right. Thank you for that elaborate response. Thank you. So, Vice Admiral, thank you very much for sitting with us and sharing those insightful talks on Ghana's maritime security. We've discussed the Navy. We've talked about the National Integrated Maritime Strategy. We've looked at contemporary challenges and opportunities in the maritime domain, both in Ghana and the broader Gulf of Guinea region. We've also looked at how we are strengthening cooperation and working with international partners to address challenges in the region, and as well as seize opportunities for economic growth as well. At this time, I want to ask what your concluding remarks are to share with the audience.
Thank you very much, Lawrence. Thank you for the time. It's been wonderful. I must say that I've had a very interesting career in the Navy. We thank God for what we have been able to accomplish with our team. I must say that the major issue, particularly for Ghana, is for us to work on dealing with the issue of sea blindness and to let our government as well as the citizenry to understand the importance and potential of the maritime domain. The maritime domain, if well explored, is capable of solving all our economic challenges. What we can derive from that environment can solve all our challenges that we have. What we need is the proper investment, having the right strategies in place, and also taking up the challenge, dealing well with our regional partners as well as international partners as well. I must say that regionally we are not doing badly. Since the Yaoundé Code of Conduct came into operation, it has been, I've seen an improvement in regional cooperation, but there's still a lot of room for improvement. Our international partners' collaboration has also been excellent. The Ghana Navy in particular has had excellent collaboration with lots of partners. As I said, the best practice so far is a trilateral agreement that is a 5-year program that we have with the United States and Denmark. Through this agreement, a lot of investments have been made in the Ghana Navy, and it is all towards securing our maritime domain for the international maritime industry to use. To the youth of this country, I want to say that follow your dream. I followed my dream right from the beginning. I followed it with passion and hard work, and God has brought me this far. I wish you all well. I wish our country well, and I look forward to a country, Ghana, being a great maritime nation, not only regionally, but globally. We can do it, and I say we must do it. We cannot fail, and we must not fail. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Admiral. And on behalf of the Gulf of Guinea Maritime Institute, we wish you continuous excellence in your future endeavors.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.